Hi friends, welcome to Time to Learn TNPSC. இன்னைக்கு நம்ம பார்க்க போகிற சாப்டர் யூனிவர்ஸ் அண்ட் சோலார் சிஸ்டம், ஜியோகிராஃபி, term 1, 6th standard. Numerous stars and celestial bodies came into existence by a massive explosion called Big Bang. These celestial bodies together are called the universe. It is also referred to as the cosmos. The stars that you see are so far away that they appear to be small, but they are really huge in size. Do you know? The study of the universe is called cosmology. The term cosmos is derived from the Greek word cosmos. Universe na enna paakalam. The universe is a vast expanse of space. Most astronomers believe that the universe came into existence after the Big Bang explosion that took place about 15 billion years ago. The universe consists of billions of galaxies, stars, planets, comets, asteroids, meteoroids, and natural satellites. These are collectively called as celestial bodies, which are located far away from each other. A light year is the unit which used to measure the distance between the celestial bodies. About galaxy, it is a huge cluster of stars which are held together by gravitational force. Most of the galaxies are scattered in space, but some remains in groups. The Milky Way galaxy was formed about 5 billion years after the Big Bang explosion. Our solar system is a part of the Milky Way galaxy. Andromeda galaxy is the nearest to the Earth apart from the Magellanic Clouds galaxy. Hierarchy of the universe. First universe வந்திருக்கு, அப்புறம் galaxy, solar system, planets and satellites. Do you know a light year is the distance traversed by light in a year at a velocity of 3 lakh km per second. Sound travels at a speed of 330 minutes per second. The word solar system is derived from the Roman word sol, which means sun god. The solar system is believed to have formed about 4.5 billion years ago. The solar system is a gravitationally bound system which comprises of the sun, the 8 planets, dwarf planets, satellites, comets, asteroids and meteoroids. About sun, the sun is at the center of the solar system. Each member of the solar system revolves around the sun. The sun is so huge that it accounts for 99.8% of the entire mass of the solar system. The sun is made up of extremely hot gases like hydrogen and helium. The sun is a star. It is self-luminous. Do you know 1.3 million years fit inside the sun? Imagine how big the sun is. Planets. The word planets means wanderer. There are 8 planets in the solar system. They are Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune. All the planets rotate anti-clockwise from west to east on their own axis except Venus and Uranus. The elliptical path in which the planets move around the sun is known as orbit. The 8 planets revolve in their respective orbits because of the gravitational pull of the sun. They do not move out of their paths or away from the solar system. The 4 planets near to the sun are called inner or terrestrial planets: Mercury, Venus, Earth and Mars. The inner planets are comparatively smaller in size and are composed of rocks. The surface of inner planets has mountains, volcanoes and craters. The last 4 planets are called outer planets or Jovian planets: Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune. They are called gaseous giants. An asteroid belt is found between Mars and Jupiter. The ancient Tamils know that the planets were around the sun. For example, in Tamil literature, Sirupannatrupadai, the line "வால்நிற விசும்பின் கோல் மீன் சூழ்ந்த இளங்கதிர் ஞாயிறு" mentioned that the sun is surrounded by planets. Mercury, the nearest planet. Mercury is the smallest and closest planet to the Sun. It is named after the Roman deity Mercury, the messenger to the gods. It is an airless and waterless planet. It does not have an atmosphere and so experiences extremes of temperature. It has no natural satellites. Mercury can be viewed in the morning and evening with naked eye. Venus, the hottest planet. Venus is the second planet from the Earth. It is called Earth's twin, as it is almost the same size as the Earth. It has the longest rotation period, 243 days. Among the planets in the solar system, it rotates in the opposite direction to all other planets except Uranus. It has no natural satellites like Mercury. It is named after the Roman goddess of love and beauty. It is often visible in the morning and evening, and so it is frequently called as the morning star and the evening star. After the moon, it is the brightest natural object in the night sky. Earth, the living planet. Even though Mercury is the nearest planet to the Sun, Venus is the hottest one. The Earth is the third planet from the Sun and the fifth largest planet in the solar system. It is called blue planet or watery planet because 3/4 of the Earth is covered by water. The Earth is the only planet in the solar system which is not named after any Greek or Roman deity. It is the only planet known to support life. The polar diameter of the Earth is 12,714 km and the equatorial diameter is 12,756 km. The Earth revolves around the Sun at a speed of about 30 km per second. Life is possible on Earth because of the presence of land, air and water. The only natural satellite of the Earth is the Moon. Do you know the distance between the Sun and the Earth is about 150 million km? A flight flying at a speed of 800 km per hour from the Earth would be taken 21 years to reach the Sun. Mars, the red planet. Mars is the fourth planet from the Sun and the second smallest planet in the solar system after Mercury. It is named after the Roman god of war. It appears red in color due to presence of iron oxide on its surface, so it is often described as the red planet. It has a thin atmosphere. It has polar ice caps like the Earth. Mars has two natural satellites, namely Phobos and Deimos. Many orbiters and rovers have been launched to explore this planet. About Jupiter, the largest planet. Jupiter is Saturn, the ringed planet. Saturn is the sixth planet from the Sun and the second largest planet in the solar system after Jupiter. It is named after the Roman god of agriculture. Saturn has many rings around it. These rings are huge and are mostly made up of ice, rocks, and dust particles. Saturn has 62 natural satellites around it. Titan, Saturn's largest moon, is the only satellite in the solar system that has clouds and dense atmosphere composed of nitrogen and methane. The specific gravity of Saturn is less than that of water. Uranus, the somersaulting planet. Uranus is the seventh planet from the Sun. It was the first to be discovered with a telescope by the astronomer William Herschel in 1781. It appears green due to the presence of methane. It is named after the Greek god of the sky. It rotates on its axis from east to west like Venus. Its axis is tilted so much that it appears to orbit the Sun on its sides like a rolling ball. Uranus has 27 natural satellites, of which Titania is the largest. Neptune, the coldest planet. Neptune is the eighth and farthest planet from the Sun. There are strong winds in this planet. It is named after the Roman god of sea. Neptune has 14 natural satellites, the largest being Triton. Because of its distance from the Sun, Neptune is one of the coldest planets in the solar system. The striking blue and white features of Neptune help to distinguish it from Uranus. The planet at a glance, இங்கே வந்து கொடுத்துருக்காங்க பாருங்க. The mean distance from the Sun is denoted blue. Revolution period, rotation period, number of moons கொடுத்துருக்காங்க. Mercury 57.9 வந்து mean distance, revolution period 88 days, rotation 58.7, moon கிடையாது. அப்புறம் வீனஸ் பார்த்தா 108 mean distance, revolution 224.7 days, rotation 243 days, இதுலேயும் moon கிடையாது. அதுக்கப்புறம் வந்து earth வந்து mean distance வந்து 149.6, revolution 365.3 days, rotation வந்து 23 hours 56 minutes 4 seconds, moon வந்து 1 time வரும். நெக்ஸ்ட் வந்து மாஸ், mean distance 227.9, revolution 687 days, rotation 24 hours 37 minutes, moon 2 times வரும். தென் வந்து ஜூபிட்டர் 778 mean distance, 11.9 years, revolution, rotation 9 hours 51 minutes, moon வந்து 67 times வரும். Saturn mean distance 1433.5, revolution 29.5 years, rotation 10 hours 14 minutes, moon வந்து 62 times வரும். நெக்ஸ்ட் ஜூபிட்டர் யுரேனஸ் mean distance வந்து 287.25, revolution 84 years, rotation 17 hours 14 minutes, moon 27 times. Next Neptune mean distance வந்து 449.5.1, revolution 164.8 years, rotation வந்து 16 hours 3 minutes, moon வந்து 14 times. The dwarf planets are small celestial bodies found near the planet Neptune. They are extremely cold and dark. They are almost spherical in shape, but unlike planets, they can be sharp their orbit with other dwarf planets. The 5 dwarf planets of the solar system are Pluto, Ceres, Eris, Makemake, and Huma. The Moon, Earth's satellite. Satellites are celestial objects which revolve around the planets. The Moon is the Earth's only satellite. It revolves around the Sun once in every 27 days and 8 hours. It takes about the same time for it to complete one rotation around its axis. It has no atmosphere. The surface of the Moon is characterized and craters created by the impact of meteors. The distance between the Moon and the Earth is about 384,400 km. The size of the Moon is 1/4 of the Earth. The Moon is the only celestial body where humans have landed. Fact: ISRO launched India's first ever moon mission Chandrayaan-1 in 2008. Asteroids are small solid objects that move around the Sun. They are found as a belt between Mars and Jupiter. They are too small to be called as planets. They are also known as planetoids or minor planets. Comets. A comet is a celestial object made up of head and a tail. The head of a comet consists of solid particles held together by ice, and the tail is made of gases. Halley Comet is the most famous comet which comes close to the Earth every 76 years. It last appeared in 1986 and well next appeared in 2061. Meteors and Meteorites. A meteor is a stone-like or metallic body. When entering into the Earth's atmosphere, most of them burn, as they often appear as streaks of light in the sky. They are also known as shooting stars. Meteors which strike the Earth's surface are called meteorites. Motions of the Earth. Have you noticed the Sun in the morning, afternoon, or evening? Is it in the same place throughout the day? No, it is seen in the east in the morning, overhead in the afternoon, and in the east in the evening. Have you ever thought of the reason behind it? This is because of the constant moving of the Earth around the Sun. It seems that the Sun is moving, but it is not so. This is similar what you experience when you are traveling in a bus or train. When you look out the window, the trees, the lamp post, and the other objects seem to be moving, but actually it is you who are moving. To understand the motion of the Earth better, you need to be familiar with the shape and inclination of the Earth. Shape and inclination of the Earth. The Earth is spherical in shape. It rotates on its axis, which is an imaginary line that turns from the North Pole to the South Pole, passing through the center of the Earth. The Earth's axis is always tilted or inclined from the vertical by an angle of 23 1 by 2 degree. It makes an angle of 66 1 by 2 degree with the plane of the Earth's orbit. Rotation. It is the spinning movement of the Earth on its axis. The Earth rotates from west to east anticlockwise and takes 23 hours 56 minutes and 4.09 seconds to complete one rotation. The time taken by the Earth to complete one rotation is called a day. The rotation of the Earth causes day. It is illuminated by the sun at that time. The other half remains dark. The illuminated portion of the Earth experiences day, whereas the darkened part of the Earth experiences night. The line which divides the surface of the Earth into a lighted off and a dark off is called the terminator line. Fact. The velocity of the Earth's rotation varies from 1060 km per hour at the equator to 845 km per hour at 60 degree north and south latitudes and 0 at the poles. Fact. The midnight sun is a natural phenomenon that occurs in the summer months in places north of the Arctic Circle or south of the Antarctic Circle when the sun remains over it 24 hours in a day. Revolution. It is the movement of the Earth around the sun on its elliptical path. The Earth takes 365 1 by 4 days for its complete one revolution. It revolves around the sun at a speed of 30 km per second. For the sake of convenience, we take it as a 365 days and call it a year. The remaining quarter day is added once in every 4 years in the month of February. That is why February has 29 days once in 4 years. It is called as a leap year. The inclination of the Earth on its axis and its revolution around the sun cause different seasons. The northern hemisphere is inclined towards the sun for 6 months from 21st March to 23rd September, while the southern hemisphere is tilted away from the sun. From September 23rd to March 21st, the southern hemisphere is inclined towards the sun and the northern hemisphere faces away from the sun. The changing position of the Earth in its orbit during revolution gives the impression that the sun is continuously moving north and south of the equator. The equator faces the sun directly on 21st March and 23rd September. These 2 days are called equinoxes, during which the day and night are called equal throughout the Earth. On 21st June, the Tropic of Cancer faces the sun. It is known as summer solstice. It is the longest day in the northern hemisphere and the longest night, shortest day, in the southern hemisphere. On 22nd December, the Tropic of Capricorn faces the sun. It is called as winter solstice. It is the longest day in the southern hemisphere and the longest night, shortest day, in the northern hemisphere. Do you know? Perihelion is the Earth's closest position to the sun. Aphelion is the farthest position of the Earth from the sun. Spheres of the Earth. The Earth is the most suitable planet to support life. It has 3 major components that we call as the realms of the Earth: Lithosphere, Hydrosphere and Atmosphere. The 3 components, along with suitable climate, make life possible on Earth. All living things exist in a narrow zone called the biosphere. Now, let us have a close look at each of the spheres. Lithosphere. The word lithosphere is derived from the Greek word lithos, which means rocky. The lithosphere is the land on which we live. It is a solid outlayer of the Earth consisting of rock and soils. Hydrosphere. The word hydrosphere means water in Greek. The hydrosphere consists of water bodies such as oceans, seas, rivers, lakes, ice caps on mountains and water vapor in the atmosphere. Atmosphere. The word atmo means air in Greek. Atmosphere is the envelope of air that surrounds the Earth. Different types of gases makes up of atmosphere. The major gases are nitrogen 78% and oxygen 21%. The other gases like carbon dioxide, hydrogen, helium, argon and ozone are present in meager amounts. Biosphere, the narrow belt of interaction among the lithosphere. The hydrosphere and the atmosphere where life exists is known as biosphere. Bio means life in Greek. It consists of distinct zones. Each zone has its own climate, plant and animal life. These zones are also known as ecosystems. Do you know the Gulf of Mannar Biosphere Reserve in the Indian Ocean covers an area of 10,500 square kilometer in the ocean. Wrap up. இதை பற்றி ஃபுல்லாக பார்க்கலாம் இனிமேல். The universe was formed 15 billion years after the Big Bang explosion. Many galaxies are found in the universe. Our solar system is a part of the Milky Way galaxy. The sun is so huge that this accounts for 99.8% for the entire mass of the solar system. All planets rotate anticlockwise on their own axes except Venus and Uranus. Asteroids are found as a belt between Mars and Jupiter. The rotation of the Earth causes day and night. The revolution of the Earth causes seasons. Summer solstice is the longest day in the northern hemisphere. The presence of land, water and air along with a suitable climate makes life possible on Earth. Galaxy Nana, the cluster of stars. Asteroids, irregular shaped rock between Mars and Jupiter. Meteors, space particles left behind the comets or asteroids. Comets, frozen lump of rocks, dust and gas. Satellites, celestial bodies that moves around the planets. Orbit, the path in which the planets move around the sun, Earth's axis, an imaginary line passing through the center of the Earth from the North Pole to the South Pole. Rotation, spinning movement of the planets on their axis. Revolution, the movement of the planets around the sun in their orbit. Equinox, the day on which day and nights are all of equal length. Solstice, an occurrence when the Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn face the sun vertically. Rover, a space exploration vehicle which moves around the surface of a celestial body. Orbiter, a spacecraft which orbits a celestial body without landing on its surface. Thank you. மறக்காமல் ஷேர் பண்ணுங்கள், சப்ஸ்கிரைப் பண்ணுங்கள், பக்கத்தில் இருக்கிற பெல் ஐக்கானை கிளிக் பண்ணுங்கள். நம்மளோட வீடியோஸ் உடனே வர. தேங்க்யூ.